Hi guys, how you doing? I thought I'd do a wee video just because I've not done a run in a while and I can't believe that everyone's out of the house at the moment. So don't look too closely at this video because I look extremely tired. Look at my poor eyes. I think this is definitely the most tired I've ever been in my life. This last 2 weeks, the boys have been ill for 2 weeks solid between them, and then in the last couple of days, I've started to feel ill, displaying all the classic signs. It's always weird. I always know when I'm ill because my eyes go really like closed, and this one's developed some sort of weird thing. I don't know what it is, and I get like inflammation and I feel it in my face. It's weird. It's just this weird thing. I can't complain too much, can I? I know the mums will be thinking, "You're tired. What about your poor wife?" Yeah, I know. I can't complain. She's feeding. It seems to be every hour on the hour, morning and the night. So I don't know how she copes. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a wuss. But yeah, so extreme tiredness is how I describe my life for the last 2 weeks. But I wanted to do a wee quick video because the one thing that's quite cool about missing quite a lot of the sessions is that the ones that I'm there at, like I notice the progress more with a lot of you. It's which is kind of cool, and it's so evident. It really is. Whether I'm not just saying that. I'm not saying it's evident with everyone, right? But it's so evident with many people, in terms of strength gains and like just people looking a bit leaner, these kind of things. So that's the one sort of cool thing about like dipping in and out of sessions a bit more. So the coaches have been doing a great job, and you guys have been doing a great job. The attendance has been really decent still, 8 weeks in. But anyway, this email was only a week to go before the break. This email is just, I suppose, again, just about nutrition, because ultimately nutrition is, as you know, the key to unlocking your progress, not training. So training does lots of things. It makes you faster, stronger, fitter, more mobile, more powerful, more mobile. I've already said that one. See, I'm sleep deprived. And it makes you feel good mentally and physically, I suppose. And it helps grow muscle, and it can complement fat loss, but only within the context of your diet. Okay, when it comes to fat loss, so your diet plays a much less of a role when it comes to strength and power. Really, like just if you eat a lot of food and you train with weights, you'll get stronger. But when it comes to fat loss, it's your diet, okay? So as well as the training, but it's the diet that's going to dictate really. So when it comes to food diets, I'm still getting a decent number of food diets, which is nice. And the thing, there's always patterns. It's so predictable. People's food diaries Monday to Thursday are always really good. I could actually say to folk from now on, look, stop sending your food diary Monday to Thursday. I just want to see your food diaries Friday to Sunday, every Friday to Sunday, because the Mondays to Thursdays are always the same. Everyone's always motivated on a Monday, and the problem or the reason why I think most folk are really motivated on a Monday is because it goes to pot on the Sunday and the Saturday and the Friday, and it's like, oh, it's fine, I'll restart again on Monday. I know I sound like a stuck record here, but you can't do that. It doesn't work like that. So it can't be extremes. You cannot go to extremes like that. I'd much rather see a couple of snacks treats and things in our food diary during the week, and then maybe a couple more at the weekend, as opposed to zero snacks or zero treats during the week and then a plethora of them splattered all over the place Friday to Sunday. Extremes don't work like that. Okay, so it's because this relates specifically to people that are struggling with their weight loss. Okay, so when it comes to the boot camp, there's hundreds of people doing it, various demographics. Okay, you could portion into different demographics. There's a good number that aren't or shouldn't be focusing on weight loss at all. There's folk that should be focusing on weight gain actually, and what I mean by that is muscle gain, where fat loss isn't an issue. At the end of the day, most of your females need body fat. Okay, so there's a number of females that should not be focusing on body fat. It would be detrimental to their health to try to lose more body fat. Their focus should be eating more and try to like put on muscle mass and maybe even gaining a wee bit of body fat, because it's that will allow for optimal hormone production and make people feel good. The other demographic I understand, obviously there's also people that need to lose weight or are wanting to lose weight because one, they feel crap about themselves because of it, or at least they feel better about themselves, and they're on that journey. It's going well. There's another demographic that are wanting to lose weight, but maybe aren't getting anywhere. Probably the folk that aren't getting anywhere, it can be quite easy to get into that sort of ostrich head in the sand mentality because you're enjoying the training. And if you're enjoying the training, then that's great. I'm not for 1 second going to be telling you need to lose weight, because it's not for me to say. But try and remember why you came or what you're wanting out of it. If that's your main purpose, or maybe the doctor's told you need to lose weight for whatever reason, maybe your blood pressure's high, maybe you've got pre-diabetes, these kind of things. If your main goal was to lose body fat or weight because for health reasons, then try not to forget that, okay? And remember, there's only 2 ways really you can do this. Or when I say there's 2 ways, there's 2 methods that I sort of think is the way to do it. So with beginners, we usually say to folk that you don't need to count calories, you don't need to track your food, you don't need to do any of that. All you need to do is form different or better habits. Because ultimately, if you're overweight, you need to obviously understand that it's because you're eating too much for your body's requirements, and then any food you don't need, or energy you intake and you don't need, your body will store it in the form of fat. So if you're wanting to lose some of that, you need to eat less than your body needs, so that your body will then start to release the stored fat tissue and then it will get broken down and to be used as energy. So by eating more foods that are filling and fibrous foods, so foods that contain fibre, that's why I'm right into those kidney beans, vegetables, protein-rich foods, these foods, complex carbohydrates, these foods we know are more filling, they're more satiating. So if you focus on eating more of them instead of focusing on, I'm not going to have a wee treat, I'm not going to have this, I'm going to have that. If you focus more on eating foods that are rich in nutrition, then you should, if by forming those habits, it should lead to you just eat less overall because you're less hungry, obviously. So if you're hungry, you eat more, and that's why if you eat a lot of refined carbohydrates and stuff, like, they don't fill you up very much, so you end up just wanting to eat more, then wanting to eat more. So focusing on just better habits and putting more protein meals in your diet should, for a lot of folk, be habits that you can form that will just make the fat loss that you require kind of seemingly quite effortless. And that's where that whole tagline of eat more to lose fat comes from. It's because you feel like you're constantly, you feel like you're eating a lot of food, and you feel it that way because you're full from your meals, and that's because the meals you're eating are very filling. But ultimately, it means you're eating less overall in terms of calorie content. I mean, and that will help you lose weight. So for some folk, terrific, that works a treat, but for others it doesn't. Okay, so if you've tried that habit-based approach, right, and you're thinking, it's not really working for me, and now for a while now you've not got anywhere, it's probably likely that you've maybe got into this ostrich head in the sand mentality, and you're thinking, I'm just going to... You put it to the back of your mind, basically, right, and you just focus on the training. But if you're still wanting to achieve that weight loss, then this is where you need to take your nutrition responsibility by the scruff of the neck and start tracking your calories a bit more. Okay, so that's what MyFitnessPal's for, and all these sort of things, and that's what when it's useful. It's a useful tool for those that are stuck and they don't understand why they're not making any progress. The only way you're going to find out is by investigating your diet, basically. So you need to start tracking. You need to become more aware of the packages of food, what you're consuming, how much you're consuming, and write it all down. Okay, and that is what tracking's all about. Okay, so that is what I would thoroughly recommend anyone that's stuck does. Okay, and that's where tracking's a useful tool. It can be really useful for educating you on what is in foods, because some people still think that you can eat as much as you want or something just because it's healthy or healthy. Like, so for example, I don't know, like a steak. So a steak's obviously high in protein, but you can still overeat on it if you have it lots, because at the end of the day, it's still got calories in it the same way everything has. So everything's got an energy amount. So it's just that if you're eating high protein foods, you're just less likely to overeat overall, but it's not impossible. So these are the things you need to think about. And when it comes to the weekend, you shouldn't be going to extremes. Like, so it can't be perfect Monday to Thursday and then go mental at the weekend, because you're trying to create that wee energy deficit, a modest energy deficit over the course of 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months. So for example, if you are really, let's suppose you need to create an energy deficit, you're trying to lose weight, and Monday to Thursday, right, you're doing well. You've created a modest deficit. You've ate a wee bit less than what you need, and you're on the right path. Let's suppose, for talking sake, it's 200 calories a day less than you've managed to eat 200 calories a day less than your body needs, so you get to 800 calories net deficit come Thursday or Friday. That's good, and you're set yourself up. But then come Saturday or Friday, you're like, bang, you have a pizza, or you have a pizza plus drinks plus something else, and suddenly you've cancelled out that 800 calorie a day deficit, or 800 calorie a week deficit, for example. You've cancelled it all out with one big binge. So that is why you cannot go from like really, really strict and good during the week and then suddenly have one big blowout, because it won't work like that, because you'll just cancel it out. It would be like, I don't know, supposing you've got money in your bank account, and then you get paid, and then you've got to have, that's got to last you, and you want to try and get it. You're happy if it hits zero by the end of the month, right? That's what and then you're very good with your money. You're sort of good with your money for so long, and then you're so good with it, you think, yes, I've been really good with it. But then you just go a bit mental one weekend towards the end, and you end up going into your overdraft. So for 90% of the month, you've been really good with your money, but then just at the end there, you go mental and you undo all your hard work and you go into your overdraft, and then you get charged interest. That's kind of what it's like if you go mental at the weekend. So whereas if you just enjoyed your weekend a wee bit, spent a wee bit more money, you would have still remained within you wouldn't have gone into your overdraft. You'd still enjoyed yourself, but you wouldn't have gone into your overdraft, and you would have kept the balance. Whereas, do you know what I mean? I don't know if that's a good analogy, but it's kind of the idea I'm trying to put across. It's the same idea with your diet. Modest, and then don't go too extreme at the weekends. Because I'm tired, I don't know if my brain's working that well. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well. So in other words, you need to track. There's no point in me giving you a 1,200 calorie a day meal plan and then you say, there you go, follow that, because it doesn't mean anything in context, especially if at the moment you're eating 2,000 calories a day, because you need to have a modest reduction. And if you're consuming a lot, like 2,000, and then you suddenly go to 1,200, that's not a modest reduction. And then you'll lose weight quickly, but a lot of the weight you'll lose at that point will be muscle loss, water loss, as well as fat loss. So you've got to remember that the slower the weight loss, the better when it comes to that sort of thing. A pound or two a week or a fortnight is more than enough when it comes to fat loss. Anyway, I guess I'm just slightly rambling on a wee bit, because I feel like I've not touched base via a video for a while, and I wanted to just reiterate and remind you that although the training is great fun and everyone's putting all their enthusiasm into it, it's ultimately nutrition that holds the key when it comes to fat loss. Okay, so that's it for now, I think. So if you're struggling, you need to track. If you've been forming habits and you think you're doing everything right, and you need to take your head out of the sand. That's the only way you're going to get anywhere. Okay, plateaus are normal, but you need to decide to take it by the scruff of the neck. 8-9 weeks to the rest of this block. There's plenty of time to make outstanding progress. It has to be the nutrition. Everyone has done great with their transformations or whatever. They always say the same thing. I always say, what is it you did differently? And they always say the same thing. There's always two things they say. They say, I started focusing on nutrition and I started coming to sprints. It's without question the two things that people start doing. Nutrition and sprints. Because attending sprints represents a mindset. It's not just the workout itself that's effective, it's the mindset that it represents. The commitment of getting up, coming to the weekend sessions means you can't get out and get pissed the night before, and it sets you up for the day as well. You're more likely to eat well the rest of the day because you've just done a really good session, so you're more motivated. So bear that in mind. That is the two things: nutrition and sprints. Okay. See you soon.